guys, we are going to take our flow today on the exercise ball. So I'm going to go ahead, have you grab your exercise ball. If you don't have one, get an ottoman on the sofa, something squishy and lower, okay? So I'm just going to have you roll around on it. We're going to talk about the pelvic floor today, and we're going to stretch our hips by expanding our pelvic floor. Lots of fun. Men and women both have pelvic floors, if you didn't know that. Okay, we have a front part of our pelvic floor and we have a back part of our pelvic floor. Just think of the front part of your pelvic floor is where you go pee, and the back part of the pelvic floor is where you poo. So keep that in mind when I refer to the front and the back, okay? So I want you to test your hip flexors. Hip flexors are here. You can kind of pull back like that. You can do a squat and just see where your hip mobility is and give it a rating, okay? This will give us a little bit of insight to see how much this exercise can help you and affects how tight your hips are. And you could feel the same after, but we'll talk about that then. So get on your ball. I'm gonna face this way, okay? So I want you to sit on your ball, and depending on how tight your hips are and where your pelvis is tilted, you sitting directly on the ball to where your natural sit could be more where your posterior pelvic floor, your back pelvic floor is your front. So just take a sit, okay? Now, kind of feel your pelvic floor and roll. And when you take that first sit, is it the front part of your pelvic floor, like where you pee is, or is it where you poop is, like where that is? Okay, so find that right when you sit on the ball. People are gonna feel like when they sit on the ball naturally, it's gonna be in the front of them. Or some people, they have a posterior tilt, it's gonna feel like the back of their pelvic floor, okay? So now I want you to find the middle. So we have a front, so I find my front like this. I bend over and I can feel right where the front of my pelvic floor is. And I'm about here, so my hips are tight because it looks pretty up and down. I feel the back of my pelvic floor, okay? So we're gonna go right in the middle, okay? And different anatomy for male and female, so just find what's in between, okay? So when we do this, I want you to remember a 360 expansion when we breathe in. So remember, our trunk is like a canister, right? From here to here is like a can. We're trying to expand 360. Don't forget the bottom of your can. It's your pelvic floor. When you breathe in, I want it to drop, okay? So find the middle pelvic floor. Take a deep breath in, and I want you to give it permission to drop, to descend, to almost push into the ball, but I don't want you to bear down. I just want you to breathe in and try to let your pelvic floor drop into the ball. Okay, we're gonna take 10 good breaths in. However you need to sit, don't worry about sitting super straight or anything like that, okay? I'm gonna do this, that helps me the most. So let's take our first breath in. Good, and for right now, just relax on your exhale. Take your first breath in. Third breath. Fourth breath. This is our fifth breath. Awesome. If you don't know if your pelvic floor is relaxing and descending into the ball, you can do a Kegel. You can do a squeeze, okay? So squeeze your pelvic floor and then breathe in and descend it. If it changes from tightening to relax, then you have the ability to relax, and you do have the ability to descend. And again, it's just the intention. If you don't feel it right away, that's okay. Awesome. Now we're gonna find the front of our pelvic floor, okay? So this is where we pee. And I want you to take a deep breath in. We're we're closer to the anatomy of where we pee. I want you to take a deep breath in and descend the front of your pelvic floor. Good. It helps me to think of really expanding low into my lower hips, right here, trying to fill that with air and push into the ball as well. So I look super hunched right now, but that's okay. I don't care about my posture. I care about what my pelvic floor is doing. But now, when you exhale, I want you to keep it down. Again, it's more the intention than the physical keeping it down. Do not push so hard where you feel like you have to pee or anything like that. Let's do 5. 1. Expand. Keep it down. That's 2. Let's see, you're gonna do that. Expand. That's 3. Keep it expanded. Front of the pelvic floor. That's 4. 1 more. 5. Awesome. Find the posterior pelvic floor. Okay, this is where we go, number 2. Okay, find it on the ball where almost like there's a straight line from the top of your head to the posterior pelvic floor, okay? And when you breathe in, I want you to relax your posterior pelvic floor, almost like you're allowing it to descend into the ball again. So same thing, just the back. And keep it extended on the breath out, okay? Let's do 4 more. Two more. Awesome. Okay. Now, I want you to roll forward again. Now we're going to do the opposite in opposite directions. Bear with me. So we're going to bend forward, but now we're going to release and keep relaxed our posterior pelvic floor, okay? So again, this is all, it could not make sense right away, but just do your best, okay? Just take a deep breath in. Remember the 360 expansion. Drop our pelvic floor and keep it expanded, or have the intention of keeping it expanded. Deep breath in. Again, we're working on the posterior pelvic floor. Keep it expanded into the ball. Awesome. 2 more. Awesome. Okay. We're going to do the middle, or think of all of your pelvic floor just dropping into the ball on the inhale in. Keep it expanded. Again, if you're having a hard time and you can't feel it, just put your fingers super low, okay? And try to fill up in those spaces. So remember, we do belly breathing here and we expand. You can take that here too. You should feel expansion as low as right above your hip crest right here, okay? Or fold. Okay? So if you can breathe in that low, the theory is that you are also expanding your part of your pelvic floor too. So if it's too hard to think of exactly our pelvic floor, don't have that awareness yet, go ahead and just hit really low points. Or think of breathing, letting your butt expand 360 too, like your glute muscles into the ball. That might be a little easier for those of you having trouble pinpointing the awareness of our pelvic floor, the front and the back. Do your best. Keep breathing. Good. Good. Now we're on the middle, okay? Keep it expanded. Deep breath in, 360 expansion. Exhale, keep it there. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Good. Now, we'll find my posterior pelvic floor where I go number 2. Or excuse me, we're flipping it in the position of number 2, but now I want to expand the front of the pelvic floor. So where I go number 1. I have a harder time with awareness here, so I don't find it as much in this position, but I'm still going to keep that intention of expanding the front and keeping it. Exhale. So again, descension, breath in. And keep it down if you can on the exhale, but it's going to naturally rebound a little bit. Breath in. Two more. Last one. Good. Okay, go ahead and stand up. Man, my hips feel a lot different. Could not have that same effect, and that's okay. Go ahead and do your test. Let's see if my squat got any better. Much lower, much quicker. Awesome. Okay. That was a lot of fun. We're still gonna go through our check get up with the last couple minutes we have, so grab your yoga blocks today. Okay guys, we've got our yoga block. We're gonna go over the check get up again, okay? We got this down pretty well, so keep it in your left hand. All right, feet down right now. Let's do some leg slides. So 1 to the right, to the left, good. 2 to the left, 3. Keeping this block up. 4. Last one, 5. Good. Bring your legs up. Take some pressure breaths, 360. Good. One more. All right, let's roll to high sit. Over and up. Awesome, we're gonna do 4 more. Good. Good. 2. Keep that block up. I find this harder than the kettlebell. Stabilizing, using my shoulder. All the shoulder stability and motor control to keep that block from falling. 2 more. Good. Last one. Awesome. Go back. Good. Let's go from the starting position to tripod. We go up, bring our legs forward, swing that left leg up. We're in our tripod starting position. Oh, and I lost my block. Okay, bring it back. I'm gonna take some breaths. Good. So from this tripod position, we're gonna do 5 twist ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Stay high at your twist up. We're gonna lunge to stand. Awesome, and we're gonna do 1 squat. In our squat, keep our pressure breath out. Let's do 1 more. Good. Let's go back to the tripod high, twist down. We're gonna go back to the starting position from here. Good, roll back here. Awesome. Let's switch to the other side and do the same thing. Okay. So here, let's go ahead and let's do some marches. 1, 2, left, 3, 4, 5. So that was 10 total. Good. Okay, let's rotate to a high sit. Drop here. Oh, the shoulder needs some warming up. Good. We're gonna do 5, 2, 5. 4. 5. On that 5th one, swing your knees up. Bring that right leg over. We're into tripod. Okay? 5 twist ups. Take them at your own pace. Mine's slower on this side, and that's totally fine. My body is figuring out how to stabilize this block in this position and keeping my pressure breath. I think I have 2 more. Last one. Okay, so from here, let's lunge up. Do 2 squats. My shoulder's a little bent today. I don't have the overhead stability today, and that's totally fine. Wherever you can stabilize your block without it falling, that's that point for you, and it's totally fine. Okay, back down. Lunge. I cheated on that. Let's see. Here we go. I'm all twisted around. There we go. Okay, back to starting position. Bring this leg down. Good. Cross them high. We're active high side sit, and drop down to the starting position. Good. Good job, guys. We are getting it. The last week, the next check get up is gonna be a lot of fun. All right, see you then.